Hello guys, this is Julia, and today I'm back with actually the first video of 2019, well at least the first video recording on 2019. And today in this video, I'm going to teach you guys how to update low storage devices. So you know these low storage laptops, pretty sure this is, an HP Stream, and these are known for having not very big drives. In fact, this is just, that's not enough. Why do companies have computers with not enough space? This is not enough. So, I'm going to teach you how to update. Now, this is a flash drive, so I just plugged a flash drive in, and that's what that is. Which, a flash drive is needed, or at least it's easier when you have a flash drive. I've done it without a flash drive before, but it's not as easy, so in order to do this, I recommend having a flash drive. It has to be 16 gigabytes or more, and even if it has files on it, as long as it has at least 16 gigs free, maybe even 10 gigs free, I think it is on the flash drive, then you're good. As long as the flash drive you plug in has 10 gigs available or more, it will work. So you will have to get a flash drive for this, but also this has to be at least 8 gigabytes free. So, for this, what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna free up at least 8 gigabytes. Now, you can do that by uninstalling programs you don't need or uninstalling the bloatware, because, HP and all those companies put a lot of bloat on their computers, and you can see there's just a ton of stuff. And removing all this will make it go faster. But I have another solution, because it looks like Office is on here, and that probably takes up space, but I don't know if they're using that or if it's just trial. I'd have to ask them about that, but if you're not using it and it comes with it, you might as well uninstall that to free up space. I can ask about that, but I have a better solution. Now, this computer is really out of date. It's on Windows 10 NU, which is the November update, version 1511, OS build 10586.0. That is old, so we are going to update that. Now, a quick way to actually free up a lot of storage is, I can disable hibernation, because hibernation takes a couple gigabytes when it's enabled, and there's a command you can do, and I hopefully get this right, powercfg.exe. I think you type either /h or /hibernate. I think either one works. I'll do /h off. And like that, hibernation just got disabled on the computer. Which honestly, I wouldn't even recommend hibernation as much anymore, or fast startup, because, especially on SSDs, because it's just not needed. In fact, if we look at the uptime on this computer, is insane. Where is it? Hold on. Okay. 45 days the thing's been on. And I'm just like, what? And yeah, the specs in this computer are not very good. If I go to system, it's a Celeron, which all these low-end, low-storage devices usually have Celerons in them. And it's got 4 gigs of RAM, which is actually definitely an improvement. I think my other HP Stream has 2. Maybe it has 4. I don't remember, actually, if it has 2 or 4. I think it has 2. And this is a different one. I like this one better. This one's actually bigger. The screen's bigger on this one. I'm gonna obviously need to charge the computer, but after disabling hibernation, you actually have to reboot in order for that to take effect. I don't think that takes effect immediately. Actually, it does take effect immediately. As you can see, we have at least 8 gigs free. And in this video, what you're gonna end up doing, which I have a Windows flash drive over in there somewhere, and I can just plug that in for installation media to update it, or I can go to the Microsoft website and download the MCT. And I think for this video's sake, I'm going to do the MCT method, but I'm going to go plug this computer in, so I'll be right back. Alright, in that process, I connected the computer to the network. Now, saying that you had one of these devices and you had a lot less space and it wasn't as easy as disabling hibernation as far as freeing up enough space, you could just go in like your documents and pictures and back it up to a USB or an external hard drive and get them off the computer. And as I said, uninstalling some of that HP bloat that you don't need, or if it came with Office and you don't want to use it or it's a trial, uninstalling that. Also, any programs you uninstall, or any programs you installed on it that are really big, you could just uninstall temporarily and then update it and then reinstall them afterwards. Because you have to have at least 8 gigabytes free even to do the MCT option. So we're gonna go to the internet, and I'm gonna show you how to get to it. Now, I would just use my USB, but in case you guys don't have a USB, which I'm sure many of you watching this probably don't have a Windows 10 USB on hand, I'm gonna do it this method. So I'm gonna type Windows 10 download. And when you search Windows 10 download, you're gonna go to this link, download Windows 10 disk image ISO file Microsoft. And you could use the Update Assistant. I believe the Update Assistant has the same option as the MCT. You could do either method. You can run the Update Assistant or the Media Creation Tool. On this one, I'm actually going to try the Update Assistant. And partway through the process, it will ask for a flash drive with 10 gigs free or more. It might say 16. I don't remember. But it will tell us. So I'm going to run this. And it should come up with it, and if it doesn't, we'll just try the other method. I usually use a flash drive to update computers. Okay, and then we get this saying you need to update, that we're not on the latest and more secure version, because we're on 1511 and the latest is 1809, yada yada yada. Now this is where it checks. And it says the disk space. This is when you temporary space to finish the update. Begin with step 1 to free up space, and move to step 2 as needed. Now, this is why I'm saying it's not gonna work. So we're just gonna say do not update now, because the Update Assistant is kind of useless at this. So we're gonna download the tool. Now I'm gonna show you how that works. It pretty much makes like an installation media, but you don't have to make flash drive. There's an upgrade option. So we're gonna open this and we're gonna click yes. And even though it's to create install media like the flash drive I have, which I believe is in here. I can grab it real quick. My Windows 10 flash drive looks like this. This is my Windows 10 flash drive with my Windows 10 installation media on it. And I can use this to upgrade and plug it right in and run setup.exe. And it will go through the process. But as far as this, I decided to do this method instead, because people don't really have the USBs. So let's just close this page. This is why I don't recommend using Update Assistant to update, is because it's weird about the storage thing. It requires like 10 gigs free, I think. In fact, maybe I have to free up to 10 gigs. I'm not sure. Maybe Update Assistant requires more, but when you do it through the MCT, for whatever odd reason, it requires less. So that's why I recommend doing it through an MCT instead. I've had better luck through this than anything else. And yeah, it's a couple more clicks, but it's not too many more clicks. So let's just wait for this. It says getting a few things ready, and pretty much just to recap the steps is to free up at least 8 gigs of storage, which it looks like we haven't done. Maybe that's why the Update Assistant didn't work. Actually, I think that's why the Update Assistant didn't work. Oops. We lost space somehow. Let's see if Windows Update is trying to update. Yeah, it is. It's trying to download updates. Okay, let's just close. Oh, it's still letting us run this. But usually you need a certain amount of space to run this. I don't understand. Why is it working? It shouldn't be working. It should be saying you need at least 8 gigs. And it's letting us do it anyways. I didn't realize it was blurry. So it's letting us do it anyways, even though we have less than 8 gigs. Maybe it only does it when I click upgrade. I don't know. But I thought it would do it the second you opened it. But maybe I'm wrong. But sorry if this ends up being long. It's kind of like an adventure in a way, because it's like, you know what? I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. Just close. I don't have time to wait for this. I'm just gonna reboot the computer and come back and try to free up some more space. So it looks like we had gained our storage back just by rebooting. So I guess when you disable hibernation, you have to reboot for stuff to take effect. I noticed there is an error saying can't install updates. Let's see what it actually... let's just see what it was trying to do. Oh, it said fix issues because it had an issue installing which that's actually not even the latest. Version 1803 is not the latest anymore. It's 1809, so I'm not going to use Windows Update to update. But it was trying to install some updates. It says one of them requires a reboot. We may want to reboot that first and then clear the software distribution folder out just to prevent any conflicts. And it's not giving us that option, but I'm just going to clear software distribution anyways, since we're going to be upgrading this. You go to the C drive, you go to Windows, and you go to software distribution, and then I recommend just going to download and deleting everything in it. Now, if it doesn't work, you have to stop the Windows Update service, which let's actually go do that real quick. You have to go to a admin command prompt, and you have to type net stop WUAUSERV. And that'll stop the Windows Update service, so that way we could delete those files. If it doesn't stop, you have to restart and probably try to stop it again, but it stopped successfully, so now we can hit, yeah, we'll do this for all items, continue. And because the service was stopped, we should be able to, and it's still saying this isn't going to work, so I'm just going to skip that for now. And I'm going to empty the recycle bin. Now, what? Okay, what? It just came back. What the heck? Okay, did it start again? Gosh darn it, Windows. I think it started again. In older versions, you have to delete it quickly. And now it says it can't be stopped, so we're just going to have to restart and stop it again, because it's going to cause conflicts. So I'll come back. And whoa, what was that? So I quickly booted it back up. We're going to go back in here again. Oh my goodness. This is why our storage keeps getting eaten up, is because of Windows Update, trying to install those updates. I'm going to set this down. Okay. Let's just see what it's doing. Oh gosh darn it. This is, okay, we gotta turn off the internet. That's it. Yeah, we have to do that. Okay. How do I stop this? See, older versions of Windows 10 is worse about this than newer ones. So, net stop WAUSE. Gosh darn it, Windows Update. If it doesn't stop again, I'm gonna have to reboot it again. And then I'm gonna have to reboot again. See, I'd rather just reinstall fresh if it's gonna be like this. But I'm sorry this is taking so long, it's just Windows Update is being stinking stubborn right now. So, finally we got it to say this when I rebooted, but now we need to do this. Now, I don't know if the service is running. I don't think it is when that message is there. So, let's just try it. And boom! Oh, thank goodness. Now, I'm gonna clear that, and you can see we freed up a ton of space. I think we can even delete the Windows installation files in Windows BT. Oh, they're not even in here. I probably couldn't even download. Or it went somewhere else. Actually, let's do this. View, hidden items. Oh, it is here. Windows WS has it. It doesn't have all of it. Let's see. Get current. I mean, it doesn't... I don't know if it has the files anymore. Windows Update might have deleted them. Or maybe it was in that folder, I don't know. But then again, it would be like 3 gigs. So there's our mission accomplished. I'm gonna connect it to the internet. Now, if you did the MCT method, you would just click on, you would run the MCT, like download tool now, you'd run it, and you'd click update this PC now, or upgrade this PC now, I think it is. And then after it downloads and it reopens the setup, it'll ask about the flash drive, and then you just, or just have it plugged in and it may already detect it. It will put a folder on your flash drive. I forgot what the folder is called. I think it's called like Windows 10, because I did this before and that's what it called it. And it puts stuff there. Now, if you delete that folder after the update process, you won't be able to roll back to your previous version of Windows. Then again, why would you want to do that if it's outdated? So you could just delete it off the flash drive after. So I'm going to turn Wi-Fi back on, and we're going to run the... Well, if it connects to the Wi-Fi. Oh, it did. Okay. Let's try Update Assistant one more time. Let's see if it tries to work. It may work this time. So if I click Update Now, it says it's compatible, and it says the space is okay. So now it's going to go and do this, and when it gets to a certain part of the install, it's going to ask about the flash drive. It may not if it's already plugged in, so just plug in a flash drive that has at least, I would say, at least 10 gigabytes free. I think that's what it said. At least 10 gigs free, which means it would have to be a 16 gig USB or more. And it would have to have at least 10 gigs free on it in order to do the Windows. So as long as the flash drive you plug in, which you could use an external hard drive, I think, too. It's pretty much any hard drive or flash drive that has at least 10 gigabytes free. It will use as temp storage to install. So if you have an SD card in your computer, for example, just run the Update Assistant, make sure you have at least 8 gigabytes free of disk space, and then it should either direct to it or you tell it to go there. Just make sure it's at least got 10 gigs free, and then you're good. So, I'm pretty sure it works. I never tried it with an SD card, but I feel like it would work. So, yeah, because it is storage. Anything storage, it'll use. And that's like basically it's the one bad thing about these laptops is the lack of storage, the lack of free space. So updates never want to go through, and a lot of people just ignore the updates and they don't realize that they're important, because this version of Windows 10 lost support in, I think, October 2017, and this version came out in November 2015 because it's obviously the November update. And Windows 10 has like 7 different versions. Let's see, there's RTM, NU, AU, CU, FCU, RS4, and RS5. Which RS4 is the April 2018 update, and RS5 is the October 2018 update, which is what we're updating it to. Now, even though Windows Update may be able to actually use temp storage to update, because I think when I had Insider on my computer, when I had the 240 gig SSD in this computer before I upgraded to 500, it actually said I needed more space, and I think it was telling me to plug in a flash drive or something. So, it does work through Windows Update, but right now, since 1809 just came out, they're offering 1803 through Windows Update, and it's not the latest, so I recommend using Update Assistant or MCT, or you could just plug in a Windows USB and run setup.exe off of it, which I was gonna do, but I decided to show this method for the video. But I mean, either method works. There's 3 methods. Actually, there's 4 methods because of Windows Update. But I recommend the other 3 instead of Windows Update because it will pull an older feature update sometimes and not the latest. Especially when one just comes out, it tends to pull the one before it. Because Microsoft does like a staged rollout type thing. Later on my computer, which I remember that video from Christmas when my computer got RTM, I remember that when I updated through Windows Update to, I thought it was updating to RS5, but in reality it updated to RS4, because Windows Update pulled 1803 instead of 1809, so then I actually just decided I'm going to get 19H1 Insider, and now I have 19H1 Insider on here. So, pretty much, that's how I did it. I just decided to get Insider instead, but I could have used Update Assistant to get RS5 because Windows Update wasn't even wanting to pull down RS5. Like, I'd click check, and it would say it's up to date. And it's because it's a staged rollout, but you could force it with Update Assistant or MCT, or a flash drive would also force it. Or you could download an ISO from the MCT and run it. But, you know, there's several methods, so I just recommend the first 2, which is Update Assistant or MCT. So I'm gonna let this download. Now, depending on your internet, this could be slow. This is why I'm saying a flash drive, you know, it's quicker because you don't have to do the downloading. I already did the downloading at one point. But for the sake of the video, I want to show how to do it on Update Assistant. So the internet here is not that slow either. But pretty much, ways to free up storage: disable hibernation, delete everything in C, Windows Software Distribution download, make sure to stop the update service beforehand, which to stop the update service is net stop WAUSRV. And then you can uninstall programs like all the HP bloat. Okay, don't do that. If I go to the programs, for example, some of these are important, but some of them are not. Like Jumpstart, I don't think that's important, or HP registration. You don't have to have the support assistant, but you should keep it for the driver updates. Then again, Windows Update gets updates, but I'm not going to actually delete all of these because some of them are, like might be useful. Like support assistant does get BIOS updates and stuff, so I'm actually going to keep it. But I don't know what Jumpstart is, or ePrint, or, you know, documentation. I don't know if you need that. I mean, it's just, I think your computer's documentation. But ePrint takes up 67 megabytes. See, what I'm saying is on these computers, you need storage, and this honestly isn't that much bloat. I was expecting more. I don't know what Energy Star is. It's probably something to do with the power settings. I'll just keep it on there for now. It's not that big. Oh my god, what if that said 66.6 megabytes? That would be very creepy. Or 6.66, because my SD card on my phone is 66.6 megabytes free, which I find really funny. But if this was 6.66, that would be creepy. But, I mean, pretty much this actually doesn't have as much bloat. I'm guessing that they didn't really put that much on here. So, that's just amazing. And I will put a screenshot of the original install date of this computer, which that's the original install date. It's in the system information there. So, pretty much, I'm gonna let this download and do its thing, and when it pops up for attention, I will show you guys. Sorry for this being so long, it's just Windows Update was being a pain. Now, if you absolutely have to, and you can't use a flash drive, you always could reset the computer and then update it immediately, like the first thing you do, but that still may not work. Or you could update it immediately, you could reset it, disable hibernation, and even if you absolutely had to, disable the paging file. Now, I don't recommend that, but if you absolutely have to, you could temporarily and then re-enable it afterwards. So another thing I forgot to add is you can actually compact the OS on these laptops that don't have a lot of storage. And when you do that, they will gain more space, and that'll also help with updating. So I thought I'd add that in the video for you guys. So this really helps. Just run it in a CMD with admin compact.exe/compactos:always. Anyways, that's that. You go to system, and I believe it's advanced system settings, and then I'm trying to remember exactly where it was, because I kind of forgot where it was. Maybe it isn't here. I think it might be this. And it's this. The paging file, see, the total paging file, you could hit change. I'm not gonna actually do it, and you could just do custom size and put 0, uncheck this, or I think there's check no paging file. So you uncheck this box, and then you put no paging file, and then click OK, and then restart your computer, and it'll disable it. Which pretty much paging file means it uses your hard drive or SSD as it uses it for RAM when it's running low on RAM, and that could be useful if you don't have a lot of RAM, and it could really speed things up. But I recommend if you do disable it to re-enable it afterwards. So that would help temporarily free up space. And also, what was I gonna do? I was gonna do something else. I can't remember what I was gonna do, actually. But I'm gonna record again if I remember what I was gonna say. And pretty much you could just reset it, disable hibernation and paging file, and then update it immediately. And you may not need a flash drive, you may get lucky. I would also uninstall the bloat too. And that way, if you do all that, you could probably update successfully without having to use a flash drive. But if it's a used install, it's more difficult. So, I'm sure if I would have uninstalled all those programs and disabled all that stuff, I probably would have been able to get it to update. But, pretty much, guys, that's what I have for now. I will come back when we get closer. So, yeah. It's probably been about an hour now, and it says it's updating 86%, and the weird thing is it never asked about the flash drive. So I'm starting to think that maybe it detected it and started installing there. Let's have a look. Yeah, it did. As you can see, it put a folder called Windows 10 Upgrade in there. So I'm guessing that it is indeed using the flash drive storage to update right now, because we now have 22 gigs left of 29, so that's about 7 gigs being taken up, which is why you have to have at least 10 gigabytes available in order to use a flash drive. You can see it's loading, it's doing that thing, so I'm guessing that means I don't know if that means it's using it or what, but obviously if you already have a USB in or something, or anything like that, it will actually just install. As long as there's 8 gigs on the computer and you have any sort of other device in the computer, it will use it to upgrade. So just to let you know, it may not even ask you unless it's not in. So I don't know if the MCT is any different, but it seems like with Update Assistant, it just automatically starts using it. I'm not sure about the MCT though, or Windows Update, but that's actually pretty cool. I think on Windows Update and the MCT, you have to actually pick it. I don't think it just does it. But the Update Assistant does, so that's pretty cool. So just don't unplug the devices while it's updating, and you'll be good. So anyways, guys, I'll be back in a little bit. It takes quite a while, and some computers are faster than others, but most Celerons takes like a couple hours to do this. So I'll be back. So guys, I just looked at it, and it looks like it wants to restart to do the update. So let's do it. Goodbye, Windows 10 November update. You'll be missed, not. No one likes NU. NU is old. Just waiting for it to reboot. Hurry up and reboot. How long does it take to reboot? I think it takes like 30 seconds actually. Oh, there it goes. Alright. So it is rebooting and it's going to start installing. It's going to start installing October update. This is actually a nice blue color. That is white. That HP logo is white, which is the new HP logo. Mine is blue, except I need to re-enable UEFI on my computer. And there we go. Working on updates, 0%. Don't turn off your PC. This will take a while. Your PC will restart several times. And I'm just gonna let this update. Currently, it is 9:14 p.m. So I'm going to let this update, and I will come back in a little bit. So I just logged in, guys. It said, hi, we got some updates for the PC, and now it says this might take several minutes. So now I'm just waiting for this to load, and then after that it'll be updated and we'll check it out. So I'm gonna stop it for now. Alright guys, so now it's on the screen. I'm going to turn these off because I always turn these off. I like the way this clicks, honestly. And boom, now it says welcome to the October update. Just like that, we're up to date, and it's key R, WinVer. And it's an older dot number, so I will have to run Windows Update. But yay, we have finally updated. And now we can go to Windows Update. And that's how you update low storage devices. Just keep in mind that you will have to go to Windows Update afterwards, most likely, because you will have to get those updates. And I will run some maintenance on this to speed it up to make it faster. We can check our space. It's not a lot left, but I'll have to actually free that first. So I'm actually gonna do that first, but I'm going to end the video here. It's being really slow. I need to free up some storage, and I'm gonna change this to dark theme because dark theme is way easier to read. And so let's do that. And you can see Dark Theme File Explorer is just amazing. Let's actually look at the folder it left. That's interesting. It put the ESD file. I guess the Windows.old is on the hard drive still, or the SSD still, and it just downloaded Windows 10 to this because I had this plugged in. That is actually really interesting. So if you leave it plugged in, it downloads the ESD file. And when you don't leave it plugged in, it downloads it to the computer and then puts Windows.old on the USB. So I guess it depends on if you put it in first or after. I recommend putting in the USB first then in that case, but I wouldn't recommend obviously restoring it to an older version. I'll be deleting Windows.old off this system and making sure that NU doesn't end up back up on this computer. And I'll run some tweaks to make it faster since this is a HP stream and I had one of these, the pink laptop, and I mean it runs okay, but I made it run faster with modifications. Alright, anyways guys, thanks for watching. That's how you update low storage devices, and keep in mind that obviously it's important to keep everything up to date, so if you have one of these low storage devices, this tells you how to do it. And any more, like, if you're having trouble doing it, just contact me and I'll be sure to help you do it, and I will help you update it successfully. Okay, thanks for watching, and any suggestions on any other ways you guys have maybe done this, if you've done this before, but this is my way of doing it, and bye-bye for now.